In this workshop, we are trying to deploy a fleet of Avalanche servers through using Terraform and automate configuration upon necessity for bringing up and down the whole infrastructure. I'm not going to go through intricate detail of how to use Terraform. So I expect that you know generally how the Terraform modules function, and that's what we are going to use in this particular workshop. And if you're just bringing up one server, you don't need the modules, and you can look at my previous video for doing so, which is less automated. So we simply have created the infra module here and on the Avalanche. And I separated it into another directory for creating AMI. Because after you create a server that you're happy with, you can use the create AMI on Terraform to quickly make an AMI and save it somewhere for future creation of the EC2s and the infrastructure. Now, if you look at the main TF on the Avalanche, you can see it's a lot smaller and modularized. So you have the required providers, and, which is AWS, and we give the region, in this particular case, EU Central 1. Then we add how many modules we want to run, so how many EC2 we want to run on the same infrastructure in this case. We can modularize the infrastructure as well if necessary, but it's not really required by Avalanche. So here you can see the module 1 is running with a different instance type compared to module 2. So you can basically have different input variables at the module level. But if you go to the main module of the infra module, you'll see that you basically state the required providers. Then I divided it into elastic IP, outputs, server, and the variables. So in the variables, we have the instance name, and we get a default name for it that can be changed, and the region EU Central 1, and app name, instance type. In this case, the default is C5 2 extra large, which is recommended by Avalanche, but that can be changed, as I mentioned before. And this is your AMI. So the default AMI is this particular one here. Now, if I go to the AMIs, this can be also automated, but for now I have a new AMI, so I copy that AMI. And assign it here. Then you have the same subnet ID. As I mentioned, these all can be dynamic, but in this particular case, as we are using the same VPC, we don't need to modularize that at this point. And this gives you some understanding. And for expansion, then it will be very simple to expand on that. Then, then you have the main TF, and you have outputs. So these are the outputs parameters that you want to see when the job is done. So here we have the EIP creation and assignment to the EC2. So every time we do that, there will be EIP created and assigned to the EC2 for a public address. And then you have the server. And the server is picking up the AMI variable, instance type variable, and the subnet ID. So we made it very simplified here. We can expand it on security groups, etc., but I just didn't want to make it too complicated for this video. Now, in order to see this is functioning well, we initialize it, then we plan it. Okay, that was successful. Just to see it in a bigger terminal. So here you can see the directory structure, which I showed you, the create AMI, infra module, and this is the main on the Avalanche. And that's your Terraform state. Now we're going to planet. Okay. Now we're going to apply it. As you can see, this is a local backend, so it's a lot faster. Previously, I did it on remote backend on the Terraform cloud. It just takes longer. But if you have a team of developers, it's better to have the central repository. Okay, we can apply it actually here. So here you can see that the EIP has been created and assigned to the EC2. We could have a look at the instances. You can see that both of the instances have started at T2 Nano and T3 Extra Large according to our configuration. So here we have the T2 Nano and T3 Extra Large. Now if I go to S3 bucket, you can see that I've uploaded the image also into S3 for future use. But this is the AMI that it was extracted from, or copied across actually. Now in the Elastic IP section, you can see there are two Elastic IPs created, and they were expecting both to be assigned to the two EC2 servers instances that we created. So they're both running at the moment. So if I choose one of them, you can see that the Elastic IP is chosen for public address, and the second one as well. So it's 3123.106.33. And 3125.216.21. So they're both now available and running. What I made sure about was, okay, apply complete, added, and so here we have two server infrastructure. You can have it up to 10, 20, as many as you want. Now, one important thing that you have to consider is here you can see that the server is up and running. What you have to make sure is when you're creating the AMI, in the staking directory, that you have 3 different certificate and the staker key. You have to make sure you've deleted this, because otherwise all the AMIs that come up, they will have the same node ID and keys, which you don't want to have. You have to avoid. Okay. Now we can see that the server has started. This will take a while to bootstrap, because this is the smaller machine, I would say. Yes, that's a T-Nano machine, that it will take a while to actually bootstrap the Avalanche. And the T3 extra large should be actually running a lot faster. So yes, this concludes our workshop for multiple Avalanche server running using the Terraform.